Hi viewers! Have you ever cut your finger while chopping vegetables? Do you put your invisible doctor's coat on and handle the situation like a pro, or panic and forget about first aid? Not everybody requires the ER. Having some medical hacks up your sleeve will definitely save you some time. Today's video is all about first aid tips that you'll actually use. What do you do after a bee sting? What about frostbite and a bleeding nose? We're discussing all of this and more. Number 1. Cuts. Cuts while working in the kitchen can be pretty nasty. You definitely don't want to put a wounded finger in your mouth and suck the blood out. The first step in treating a simple cut is to examine the wound. If there's dirt stuck in it, then try to get rid of it. You must wash it under running water with soap. It might sting a little bit, but at least you'll be cleaning off the extra germs trying to enter your blood. If it's already clean, then think about stopping the blood. Apply direct pressure to the cut to stop the localized bleeding. Your body has a natural tendency to stop bleeding unless you have a blood disorder. After about 3 to 4 minutes when your bleeding stops, you can apply an antiseptic cream and cover it with a Band-Aid. You can also use betadine solution and creams to keep the cut germ-free. People who believe in Eastern medicine apply ground turmeric powder in its pure form over the cut for faster healing. The depth of the cut will also decide how long the wound will take to heal. Avoid opening up the Band-Aid and checking the healing process every now and then. If your Band-Aid gets soggy while bathing, replace it with a new one. Number 2. Nosebleed. Bumping nose first into hard objects can literally have you seeing stars in the daytime, but sometimes you might experience bleeding from your nose. Generally, it happens when you're in extremely hot temperatures. Maybe say like enjoying a beach vacation. You definitely don't want to miss out on the fun and spend the rest of your holiday time running to the doctor. Try doing the obvious first. Most nosebleeds are not that serious and gently stop on their own. But once the blood starts, you need to sit upright immediately. Also, instead of leaning backwards, you need to lean forwards. You don't want the contaminated blood entering your throat and stomach. This also reduces pressure on the veins in your nose. The next step is to gently blow your nose so that the clotted blood doesn't block the nasal passage. Failing to do so can stop your nasal breathing. Spray some decongestant in the nose if you cannot blow it out. Stop the bleeding with a clean handkerchief. Use your thumb and index finger to pinch your nostrils. Continue breathing through your mouth for 5 to 10 minutes. It may take longer to stop the bleeding if you're already on blood-thinning medication. Remember not to bend down for several hours. Extremely cold weather can cause dryness cracks and bleeding from the inner lining of your nasal cavity. You can safely apply a thin layer of petroleum jelly and saline drops to keep it moist. Using a humidifier can also balance out dry conditions. If this condition persists, even after 30 minutes, don't hesitate to see the doctor. Also, if a toddler less than 2 years starts a nosebleed, it could mean something serious. Keep their nails trimmed short so they don't pick their nose and injure themselves. Number 3. Burns. Were you too excited to pull out the hot tray of cookies from your oven without wearing gloves? We know it's almost impossible to resist freshly baked goodies. You can also burn yourself while handling light bulbs and switches or hazardous chemicals. First and foremost, you must stop the burning from causing more damage to your skin. That's why we need to turn down the flame or get rid of the chemicals under running water. Minor burns will also cause redness and extremely mild swelling. Do not use ice. Keep running cold water over the burnt area. Do not apply butter or other oily products from your kitchen. Your skin may turn numb for a while. If you see small blisters appearing on the affected area, do not pop them. In case of severe pain, you can have over-the-counter pain medications like ibuprofen. You need to run to the doctor if the burnt area is more than 3 inches wide anywhere on your body. But if your skin starts turning black or pale white, then you need to rush to the emergency. Number 4. Frostbite. We just saw how too much heat can be dangerous and give you burns. Does that mean staying in icy environments is best for your body? If you enjoy staying up in the snow for long hours without enough layers of protective clothing, then you'll be in for some frostbite. Your blood will start crystallizing and stop circulating to your fingertips, toes, lips, and even vital organs like your heart, brain, liver, and kidneys at times. You might see your skin turning bluish, and that could be the first sign of frostbite. Shift into a warmer temperature immediately, but getting indoors next to a fireplace would do more harm than cold. Dry heating, like a heating pad, is also not recommended. Instead, immerse your hands and feet in hot water. The temperature could be anywhere from 98 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. You could also take a dip in a hot bath. Don't rub the affected area and just try to give some skin-to-skin contact for smaller areas of frostbite. Seek medical help if your skin starts turning white or you feel giddy. Before we go ahead, watch 7 ways to safely remove something stuck in your eye. Coming back to those first aid tips. Number 5. Animal bites. Pet cats and dogs are vaccinated and well-groomed. Getting infected from their bite is less likely. But if you get bitten by a stray animal like cats, dogs, and bats, then the chances of getting infected by rabies cannot be denied. If the bite is superficial, then wash it thoroughly with soap and water. If soap is not available, you can use alcohol-based sanitizer having more than 90% alcohol. Apply an antibiotic ointment over the area and keep it covered by a sterile piece of gauze. You can even have over-the-counter painkillers. If the wound is deep, then you'll want to go to your nearest doctor and get shots to protect against rabies immediately. If you haven't had your last tetanus shot, then your doctor might give you an additional jab. Let's now talk about the scary type. If you're bitten by a snake, the first step is to remain calm. Most snakes are not poisonous and treating them is easier. Move away so that you can avoid further attacks. If you see any allergic reaction like swelling, redness, bleeding, and blisters, then you have to seek medical care as soon as possible. Try to immobilize the area until you reach the hospital and remove tight jewelry and clothing around it. This will allow proper blood circulation and prevent swelling. Number 6. Sprain. Your muscles are connected to bones by ligaments. When you move a particular joint, the bones and the muscles facilitate the movement. It's very common to sprain your ankle while doing menial tasks like yanking open a locked door or running. The hypermovement of stretching can cause a ligament injury and cause a sprain. Your bones will no longer be able to bear your weight, and you'll be unable to do that activity. You need to stay still. Apply an ice pack over the affected area for 10 to 15 minutes. If that's not available, then elevate the injured part above your head. Use anti-inflammatory drugs for pain relief and reducing swelling. Don't try to straighten a broken bone by pushing and pulling. Instead, seek medical help ASAP. Number 7. Removing a splinter. If you're an adventurous person, all that hiking and trekking in the wild might have given you tiny splinters. Tiny pieces of wood that slide under your skin can be irritating. The removal is just so simple and satisfying that it'll make you feel like a surgeon after you successfully removed it. Sometimes plant thorns and animal spikes contain toxic compounds and cause pus and swelling. If you don't see any of these signs, then you can safely do a splinter removal at home. You do need to follow some simple steps. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap and then get a fine needle. Clean it with sanitizer. Also, get a pair of fine tweezers disinfected. Wash the area around the splinter. Never try to press and remove the embedded splinter. It might break into more tiny pieces that would be really tough to remove. Expose the skin over the open end of the splinter with a needle. Once you see the visible part of the splinter, grasp it with the tweezers and pull it out the same direction in which it went inside. Your skin will be tender later on. That's why it's best to keep it covered with a bandage for some time. Number 8. Insect bites. You might want to turn into a superhero after a nasty insect bite, but all you get is pain and burning. Bites from bed bugs, spiders, and bee stings can make you panic initially. Unless you're camping in the thick Amazon jungles, most of the crawlers in North America are pretty non-venomous. But that doesn't mean you're not going to see a reaction from the insect bite. Identify the insect that bit you. Mosquitoes, ticks, bedbugs, fleas, and fire ants can cause serious diseases, but they're less worrisome. They don't have the potential to cause any fatality. You just need to be prompt to initiate the treatment immediately. Remove the stinger, just like a splinter, and apply a cold compress over it. Use anti-allergenic ointments and creams to subside the swelling. Avoid keeping the area covered. While we're on the topic of insects, mice can make your home miserable with constant destruction. Let's keep the conversation going with a couple more rodent-related videos, shall we? Watch 7 ways to get rid of mice permanently and naturally, or learn what to do if you're bitten by a mouse and how to get rid of mice at home. Go ahead, click one, or better yet, watch both and learn more about how to keep mice away. Do you know any other first aid hacks? Let us know in the comments below.